Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do my yearly eyeshadow palette favorites. I'm making it like specifically palette favorites mostly because I don't really use single shadows all that much, and if I do, I put them in a Z palette. So I have some of those, but I don't really have like packaged standalone shadows that I use very often. I just find that to be tedious. So yeah, I am going to just jump right in. No wig today. I just decided no wig today, but yeah. So the first one I want to talk about, and these are in no particular order. I just have like a pile of them in front of me, so I'm just gonna kind of start on the top and work my way down. But the first one I have is the Studio Makeup on the Go palette. This one doesn't have a real name because the other one that we got in the BoxyCharm is called the same thing. But this is the one that is the browns and neutral colors. This one performed like 15 million times better than the other one they gave us, the cool toned one. And I really love this one for an everyday easy palette. You're gonna see that a lot of my palettes, they look a lot alike. I'm a neutral girl, what can I say? But this one I just think, you know, had great pigmentation, was a really great option, so I really like it. I think it's great for travel and all that. Also, I'm gonna apologize right now if you guys can hear. I got a new lens and it's super loud when it autofocuses, and I tried moving my mic because I had my mic mounted to the top of my camera and it was like crazy loud in video. This is the first video I'm filming besides a pre-test I did, and I'm not sure if moving the mic is going to fix it or not. So if you guys can hear that, I'm really sorry. I am working on a solution. I just can't really stop filming while I'm working on a solution. So yeah, sorry if you can hear that. The next one I want to talk about is probably no surprise. It's probably on everybody's 2016 favorites list because it's amazing. And that is the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia. It is just so good. It's just so good. I'm wearing it today on my eyes, actually. It's the cranberry eye I never did for YouTube, but that everyone else did. I just think it's awesome for a more bold look like this, but it's awesome for an everyday look, which is what I posted a video on when I did a look with this palette. I used the lighter colors and the browns, and I just did a regular everyday sort of neutral look, and I think it's super versatile. The shadows are just so good. And it's like, I haven't heard really anybody say anything negative about this because it's just that good. So if you haven't gotten your hands on this, totally do it. It's amazing. The next one I want to talk about didn't release in 2016, I don't think. I'm pretty sure it didn't. I'm pretty sure it was last year. But this is definitely going to be like just palettes I used this year, not ones that were released this year. But it is the Tartelette in Bloom palette. I use this one a ton. It's, again, neutral colors. These are more plum tones. I reach for this all the time. I love its layout. I was lucky enough to not get a super dud of Funny Girl, which is the lighter shimmery shade. This one I think is decent. I think I've seen other people's where it's awesome and other people's where it was terrible, and mine's somewhere in the middle. But I love this one. I reach for it all the time. The next one, again, probably no surprise, is the Tarteist Pro palette. And again, it's so great. It's just so great, and it's so awesome to reach for. I can do so many different kinds of looks with it, and the way that the shadows are laid out, like lightest to darkest and then with the shimmer, is like a no-brainer full look. You can use all those shadows and make a full look without needing to bring in anything else. And this is a palette for me, for my skin tone, that I don't need to bring in anything else. I can totally just take this palette on its own and be totally fine with it. And I don't know, I use it all the time. And I reach for it above other palettes. It's great. I love it. The next one I have to throw in there, I know you guys can't get it anymore, I know, but that doesn't change the fact that it was something I reached for all year, and it is the Lorac, let me not blind you, almost, whatever. It's the Lorac Mega Pro 3, and it's well loved. I've used it quite a bit. I don't know if that shows up on camera though, because I don't think it did the last time I tried to show it, but this palette's dirty. I used it a ton. It's awesome colors that I reach for all the time, and it's great for this time of year, and it's great. I love it. I love it. And if you guys were lucky enough to get your hands on it, I'm sure you love it too, because it's pretty awesome. The next thing I want to talk about is multiple palettes, sort of, and it is my Melt Cosmetics stacks. This is all of them that they make. This is every single Melt shadow. I love these. Like, love these. My favorite, I think, is probably Rust, because it's the browns and stuff that I can reach for on a more everyday basis. I can definitely wear that one to work without it being weird. I do totally love the Dark Matter stack though, which looks like this. This is another one that I could wear all the time if I wanted to, and I think these are beautiful. I'm not sure if you can tell, but I've made quite a dent in these. I just think these are great shadows. This black Dark Matter is one of the best blacks on the market. It is amazing. I love it. The Rust stack looks like this. Again, neutrally to warm browns. I'm gonna go with bright colors. I really like to use the Radioactive stack. I've used this in tutorials before. I'll link it below. And I love these. They're so pigmented and so nice, so easily blendable. They're great. This is the Lovesick stack. I don't reach for it as much. Again, it's not as everyday friendly for me, but again, you probably can see I've made quite a dent in some of them. It's just not something I reach for all the time, but there's none of these stacks that I don't love. And this is the Gunmetal stack. As the most recent one they've released, my most recent tutorial with Melt is this one, and it's beautiful. I love these. I can't say enough good things about Melt stacks. I think they're amazing. I think they're definitely worth the price. You get so much product when you get them. I think the shadows are just stunningly gorgeous all the time. There isn't one shadow in here that I don't like. They're so good. It's so good. So this is quite a bit of money in one stack. They are semi-expensive, but they are definitely a good bang for your buck because you get so much product in each shadow. But yeah, love these. The next two palettes I want to talk about are those single shadows in a palette that I made sort of things, and these are all of my Makeup Geek shadows. And I placed another order with Makeup Geek over Black Friday, and I haven't received it yet, but it should be coming in shortly. It's shipped, it's just not here yet. I don't know, like these have been my favorites for years. Ever since I bought them, I've continued to grow my collection of them, you know, as they've released things and all that. And I'm never really disappointed with these. You can tell on some of them probably that I have used quite a bit of it. And this is again one of those palettes that I could bring this and nothing else and be totally fine, because I have created a palette where I could do plenty of different looks and be totally okay. I brought this palette to do makeup on clients, and it's one of those that's just super easy because I have almost everything I need here. You know, there isn't a whole lot I haven't covered here. So yeah, I love them. They're great, and I think totally worth the price and all that. I have talked about them before, and I've used them before in tutorials as well. The second palette that I made is not as full as that one, but it's all of my Anastasia singles and my MAC singles. I am not as impressed with my MAC singles. I don't get the hype. Like, now that they're Makeup Geek prices, you know, whatever, that's fine. But even then, I don't find all of these to be super pigmented. But they're in the same palette as my Anastasia ones, which are just amazing. For $12 a pop, they're ridiculously overpriced for the size that you get. But the shadows themselves are beautiful. They blend so nicely. Her mattes are so nice. So nice. And, you know, I wish they were a little bit less expensive, because I don't think $12 a pan is worth it, even though they are super amazing. It's just, you know, this because really mostly it's the top and the bottom here that are Anastasia, and you know, it's going to take me a while to build up my collection of those because I can't afford to put, even when you buy 4 and they're $10 a pop, that's still crazy. So yeah, but I reach for these all the time. I love them, and they were definitely a favorite throughout the year. Alright, the last two palettes I want to talk about are favorites, but they're not ones that I used a ton, and there's a reason for that, and that's because they are either super bright or super glittery, or both, in both of these cases basically. And the first one is the Urban Decay Moondust palette. I was skeptical about buying this one because I'm not a fan of Urban Decay shadows, and this, I was super pleasantly surprised with this one. The colors are beautiful, they go on so nicely and they last so nicely. They show up beautifully on deeper skin. I had the opportunity to use this palette on deeper skin tones when I did makeup for a wedding, and it was stunning. And I love that because that's always such like a hard thing to get right, is pops of color that will actually show up nicely on really deep skin. Usually it either like looks really chalky and ashy, or it just doesn't show up at all, and these perform so nicely. And every time I use it, I'm always just like, thank you, Urban Decay, for releasing something that I actually like. It's great. Yeah, I'm really glad I got this one. And you guys probably already know what this last one's gonna be because, of course. This last one is actually the only one that I'm gonna bring a single shadow into because it's the only single shadow that I have up in my little acrylic thing that I use on a regular basis. You'll see why in a second. And it is the Metal Matte palette by Kat Von D. Come on. Like, really? This is just, it's amazing. It's so perfect. It's so perfect, and I love it. I love the quality of the shadows. I love everything about them. I've done a look with this and I'll link it below, but that pulls me into the only single shadow that I'm going to talk about, which is another one of the Kat Von D. This is Thunderstruck, and I got this one specifically because this palette didn't really have like a good highlight. This one here, Glitz, is nice, but it's not the like bright white highlight, and I don't really like using like straight up silver like tinsel, but it just like this, you know, it just didn't have the highlight for me. So I wanted to get this one, and I've been hearing so many good things about it, and it's amazing. Like, it's straight up amazing. It's awesome as a face highlight, and it's awesome as an inner corner highlight. It's awesome all over the lid. This one is amazing, and it goes so great with this palette. And yeah, I just can't get enough of it. It's really great. But that's it for my shadows. You know, I would also throw the Pat McGrath Metamorphosis ones in here. I haven't really had them long enough to, I haven't used all of them, but I do like them. I think they're great. So that's probably the only thing that maybe could have made the cut this year that won't. That'll probably be later on next year once I've gotten to use all of them and all that. But I do really enjoy those as well. So yeah, that's it for this installment of my little end of year favorites series that I have going on. I'm still not 100% on how I'm going to break everything else up, but I do have sort of a list and stuff prepared for future videos. So if you guys are enjoying this, give this video a thumbs up. Please make sure you're subscribed. Every time I upload videos, there's this glitch that YouTube has going where I lose like 2 to 4 subscribers every time I upload. And it's super discouraging and super disappointing, and it makes me like not want to post on here anymore until they fix it. But like, I know that you're probably only watching this if you're subscribed, but just make sure that you are still, and I'll leave that, you know, you can click on it in the video, or obviously you can just click below subscribe. I don't know, it's really been bumming me out because I don't have, you know, a huge gigantic following where it would be okay if I lost 2 to 4 every time. It's like a significant amount of people to lose every time I upload. So yeah, I don't know, it's just been bumming me out. But yeah, other than that, I hope you guys are having a great day wherever you're at, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.